So I'm gonna try something a little different. Um, I've done this with singing, and I've done a couple playing in public. But one thing that I've struggled with in the past is like jamming or like soloing, basically like improvising. I guess is the better word. Um, and as I've been kind of exploring my passive music, I feel like there's something that was like I've been suppressing my enjoyment in a way. That might sound a little weird, but essentially, I feel like when sometimes, like, if there's something someone really wants to do but they're afraid, like, I mean, I'll use myself for example. Like, I feel like what it is that deep down, I have these big dreams, these big desires to maybe be a musician or whatever, whatever it may be. And, when I was in high school, that was like my dream, and music was my life. And I feel like at some point, like, mm, we kind of, our mind is very effective at like finding reasons not to do something, and it does that for a reason as well, right? I think what I'm realizing as I kind of observe my mind and stuff, and as I've been doing these videos, is that I feel like there's a part of me that doesn't want to enjoy music because there's some sort of fear, there's some sort of underlying fear, um, and it's probably like, just from what I've been doing, it seems like fear of failure is definitely part of it, fear of judgment. um, when I was doing the singing one, I was really enjoying it at times, and really getting into it, and I hadn't done that in a very long time. And so it felt very strange, very foreign, but that used to be like standard, that used to be how I felt all the time playing music back in like high school. A lot of things have changed, and that's what I'm trying to kind of figure out, and I guess that's kind of what this channel has all been about, just kind of rediscovering myself, and I don't know, I guess working through my past, um, and trying to be the person I want to be again. And so this one's, I'm not in like, I'm not in like as a uplifted, like high spirit mood as I have been in a lot of these videos. And I wanna explore that, and it could be for a reason. And so I'm sure it's gonna exacerbate my feelings and my reactions as I do this, especially since I feel that this is gonna be unpleasant. But I'm gonna try just like jamming, or like just trying to improvise, trying to write something, or just have fun with it. Yeah, I guess that for now. The thing is, like, there's been times in the past where I'm like playing, and everything just sounds so redundant. Like I'm playing, like, I don't know. There's no like inspiration. Like there's no like joy in it. And like there's been times where I feel that I can't find anything that feels refreshing, that feels like new, that is really resonating with me. And I think in a different way, it's more so that nothing is resonating with me, and there's a part of me that doesn't want it to resonate with me. Because if it resonates with me, if I really enjoy what I'm playing, if I'm really passionate about something, you know, it'll mean that those fears I have would become very real. Let's say I'm very afraid of failing, even if I'm passionate, or like I won't want to admit that I'm really passionate or really want something, because I'm also really scared. And I feel like I observe this in other people a lot, and I'm observing it in myself. And I think that's what it is. And so I guess part of working through that past and those experiences, and just kind of helping the subconscious come to the conscious mind, like surface, I think is, um, yeah, I think that's kind of been my formula, like doing something that makes me uncomfortable, observing my mind, and then building that awareness, realizing what those automatic habits, those automatic thoughts are, and why, and I think a lot of times it comes from past experiences that are negative, and I definitely had some, so yeah, I don't know, we'll see. Um, we'll see. Earlier this year, I was writing a lot of original music, and I have a different channel that I made for music related stuff. Um, and so it's kind of come and gone over the years, but it's been very strange, very elusive. But I'm gonna see if I can I don't know, just jam and see if I can find something I enjoy. One of the things that helps sometimes is to like change the key with this. So I'll try that in a second, but I want to just see how my mind reacts if I just play in the usual D scale, which is historically just the standard default thing I'm always playing in. But let's see. We'll see. As I went on there, towards the end there, I started playing, or I realized, well, I guess, how do I say this? This part, there's a lot of like written things I have, like just all over the place over the years. I've written so much shit. I've never released it in like a full song, although now I do have some that are pretty complete. But I guess as I was playing the last part, I got into something that I'd written already, which I guess isn't bad. Maybe that's a good thing. And I guess just like feeling so far, observing my mind so far, actually not as bad as I was expecting. I was expecting some self-criticism or like shit to pop up, but the thought popped up in my head that maybe it's partially I'm kind of just it's different this time because this time I feel like I've been in this habit of just accepting myself where I'm at. And I mentioned that I was feeling shitty. I wasn't feeling as uplifting. And I think it kind of shows when you accept yourself where you're at. It's easier to kind of just play how you feel, play as you feel, and it's a lot slower, a lot like sadder, um, and it actually felt pretty decent, felt pretty good. Um, and I think there's nothing wrong with playing around with stuff I've already written too. I mean, if anything, that's indicative that maybe I have a new direction to take it in, or whatever. So I guess I won't pressure myself one way or the other. I'll just play what feels right, and if that's something that I've already kind of played before in the past and I've written, there's nothing wrong with that, I think. But yeah. Actually, I'll even just play some of my original, or just kind of start off with some of my original music. Actually, I think I'll try that in a different video. I think I'll stick to just trying to jam and do new stuff. And another one I'm gonna see, kind of observe my mind, figure out my discomfort when I play like original stuff. So, let's see if I can just do some fresh stuff. It's a little tough too playing by yourself, because sometimes like I want to like play chords and then like kind of do some melodies on top of it. And that's kind of, I think, one of the areas where I've been very resistant and where I feel like maybe something is suppressed and I've been suppressing something. And it makes sense. Like ever since my band in high school, when it broke apart, I haven't really ever felt like trying again, like trusting other people and like forming another band. Like I've always been very like indifferent and like dejected. And like I heard recently about like how indifference is kind of a coping mechanism. Like the example in this video was like there was this dude. It was a Dr. K video, Healthy Gamer GG, on YouTube, and he was talking to this streamer named Destiny, I think, and they were talking about like when Destiny was a kid. I think something about like performing and like his dad wasn't there to like clap for him or support him, and so he like his coping mechanism essentially was to be indifferent to whether someone was there or not. If you are sad when they're not there and they're not going to be there consistently, then rather than be sad all the time. It's easier to just be indifferent, to not care, or like feel like pretend we don't care. I guess I think deep down we care, but on the surface, on the conscious level, we stop caring. We become indifferent, and I think I've definitely felt that. Like I guess it describes how my experience with playing music a lot of times has been since then. It's like an indifference. Like I don't really feel it. I don't. It's not like it doesn't make me really happy. Doesn't make me very sad. It's kind of just I'm like numb, and like that's something I've noticed over time, um, quite often. Yeah. kind of feel it here and there. I kind of feel those moments where like I'm kind of feeling it, and at the same time a bit of that like I don't know feeling of I don't know slight frustration or like just I don't know. It's hard to pinpoint. But it feels a little dull, a little like I'm a little numb to it. Like I play in this key all the time, and historically I've played in it all the time, and I feel like it just doesn't. I just don't feel it as much. But I'm gonna try something a little different. I tend to when I jam or like just like improvise. I tend to play. I mean, usually I'm really into metal, so I'll tend to like do some like. I don't know, just like riffy kind of stuff, but it's definitely not the mood I'm in. So I'm gonna try choosing a key I never really play in and just I don't know, strumming around a bit. I like that. I enjoyed that. Um, that was something I hadn't played or really written before, so I guess it's new. It's original. And even just saying that, and as I was getting towards the end, I was I was observing that my mind was kind of nagging me. One, saying that no one's gonna watch this, the usual. Two, thinking like, oh, like, this is too simple, this isn't exciting, this isn't blah blah blah. This is kind of like one of those things I've thought about a lot recently, where I realized, like, in the past, I thought in order to, like, do the things I want to do, like, musically, like, I needed to be better. I needed to keep getting better and better. And I think, like, just through my life, I've always been high performing, and that's kind of been, like, the expectation. I need to be, like, the best at something. And so, like, yeah, it helped me, like, I guess, learn a lot of skills and get very good at guitar and stuff. But, the one skill that's missing, and I feel like this is common for a lot of musicians, is, like, when you start comparing and, like, just letting your ego take over, like, you kind of lose the point, lose the objective. Like, the objective being that there is no objective. Like, music, art is very subjective. It's very creative, and, like, I think I'm finally reaching a point where I realize, like, I don't need to be anyone else. I don't need to be anything. I don't need to frickin' be able to, like, do some crazy, like, like, crazy shredding in order to, like, make music that resonates. Sometimes, or a lot of times, I think with music, less is more, It's more than just the notes you're playing. Sometimes it's the space. You can play really slowly, very, like, emotionally, and a lot of people will probably resonate that more than with something that's very technical and very, like, high skill, They're both skills, are just in different ways, and I think we all have our own strengths and our own weaknesses. And there's a lot of times where we tend to think that we need to be other people. Everyone wants to be someone else. A few want to be themselves. But I feel like, especially with music, and what I'm realizing, I think as I'm realizing that I want to pursue music again, is, like, it's not about being anyone else or being super good at anything in particular. It's about just being me, just being natural and enjoying what I enjoy, and writing music that I'm able to write. Maybe I can't write something that's, like, super insanely fast, but I think I got to the skill I got to at one point because I enjoyed it, and that's what I needed to enjoy. And I mean, it started out with a lot less. I mean, I was enjoying it just learning my favorite songs, just learning. That was the first song I learned, Seven Nation Army, and that was plenty enough to enjoy guitar and really fall in love with it. And so I think at some point along the journey, I stopped playing to enjoy, and I started playing to, I don't know, to compete, to feel some need. I felt some need rather than wants. It wasn't a desire. I wasn't enjoying it. I was feeling like I needed to do it. I felt like I should be X, Y, and Z. And yeah, I guess that's kind of what I'm realizing and trying to figure out and work through. But I think I've made some great progress today. A lot to process and think about as I go about my day. And that's the beauty of doing stuff like this, is, like, just slowly pushing your comfort zone. Those more thoughts, more feelings come up and surface, and as you observe them and become aware of them, you realize, what drives you, what drives your thoughts and your habits and your behaviors. And a lot of times we have no idea. We don't realize at all why we do the things we do. And sometimes we do the things we do out of fear. And it's usually, I think, an unconscious process. And yeah, I'm trying to rewire my brain, recalibrate my brain. But yeah, I don't know if anyone was gonna ever watch this, but I see you. I see that one person right there. I see you watching. Respect. Respect. Um, but at the end of the day, I think I need to keep it enjoyable. I need to enjoy the process. I need to keep it just honest and accept myself where I'm at, and this helps me to do that. Just recording it and kind of tracking it and putting my voice out rather than just being in my head all day, because I'm very good at that. I'm very good at just staying in my head. So primarily that's what this has all been about, and I guess I share it in the hopes that it can help others, and also to just to be who I want to be and not worry about other people's judgments and criticism. It kind of helps me prepare to be on the public stage and like be in the public eye in a way. There's immense power in just sharing shit. And so it's a personal growth thing first and foremost. And I think as long as I keep it that way, it'll be sustainable, and I'll continue to enjoy it. Yeah. Although sometimes it is tough as more eyes are on you, but that's part of the process, part of the challenge. So I'm feeling good about this little video, well, more than little, huge video that I've shot here. But yeah, I guess that's it. If you watched, thanks for watching. Take care.